Hey everyone, it's Brian with GreyWolf again. So today's video, we're going to do another video on the Lenovo Flex 5 that I've done a couple of previous videos on. This one's going to be an upgrade video. I know that I have a little bit of trouble using a small SSD. I always like to have more space, and so I've got a 2 terabyte NVMe here that what I've already done is transferred the files over, minus I think like one thing that I was working on after that, but the operating system and everything like that is already over here. The issue that I run into is that I'm always short on space. This is just a school laptop, so I don't need 2 terabytes, but I would rather have 2 terabytes than 256 gigabytes and not need that extra bit, rather needing the extra bit. So for this video, I'm going to flip this over, we're going to go through it, and we're going to take out the old NVMe or SSD, and we're going to swap it out with this newer one, and we're going to go ahead and check it out, make sure that it works. Now if you want an actual video on how to do the cloning so that you can clone your drive, leave me a comment down below and I will see about doing a video on cloning drives using Macrium Reflect. If you are interested at all, just leave a comment about it, and that's the easiest way. If I get enough comments, then I'll go ahead and do it. If not, then I'll just ignore it. It does take a little bit of time because I'd already been using this for about 2 weeks when I made the clone. It took a little bit longer than it would normally. I want to say it took a roughly 30 to 45 minutes to make the clone, but that was also it going through the expansion process, enlarging to a larger space. But that aside, if you want a review of the actual laptop, I'll try and remember to link it up here. And then if you want to see the unboxing of that, I'll try and link that up here as well. It'll probably be a couple minutes between, so you might have to wait a moment for it. We're going to flip it over, and then we're going to go ahead and use the Minnow toolkit from iFixit. Let's see, T5. Yes, it looks like T5 is the correct size. Now this uses Torx screws, not Phillips head screws. So do remember that if you are using this specific laptop and you need to get the screws undone, it is Torx, not Phillips head. If you use a Phillips head on it, it will strip out the screws. So my understanding is that the front screws are smaller than the rear screws, so we're going to keep track of our screws on the table here by placing them in the pattern that we undo them in. Almost lost one. And these further back ones are definitely larger than the front ones, so it was accurate. So you do want to keep them separate. However you want to organize them, whether it's a piece of paper or using whatever mat you're using, or you know, whatever method works for you. For me, I'm just using the tabletop and putting it in the pattern that they come out in, but there are better ways of organizing these. And the hardest part of what we're doing right now is going to be undoing this, because I don't have a spudger, which is what that tool is called that slides through here, so I'm just using my nails. Alright, so just using my nails I was able to pull it off. It's only a couple weeks old, so I wasn't really looking to see very much dust or dirt in it, but there isn't hardly any in here. The RAM is soldered on right here, and this here is the NVMe that's in it currently, or the SSD that's in it currently. It does, however, use a Phillips head screw for that part, so I'm going to switch the tip real quick. It does have a special built-in adapter. Ooh, door closing. It does have a special built-in adapter. So I'll show you that real quick. There we go. So this is actually just one of the little, what is it, 42 millimeter or whatever drives, but it has this special adapter built in onto it, or screwed onto it, that turns it into a full-sized 80 millimeter drive so that it fits into here. So I'm going to take that one out. We're going to put the 2 terabyte in. Let's see here. Then we're going to put our screw back into here. We don't need the adapter because this is a full height. It does have the battery, the cooler for the CPU, all that kind of stuff. The motherboard's arranged in here. There are a ton of cables and things, so you want to be careful with it. Don't clip anything with the screwdriver that you don't want to nick, because you could potentially take out something important. Go. All right, so we're going to switch the tip back to our Torx, and then we're going to put the screws back on, and then we'll boot it up and make sure that it actually boots. And actually, before we put it back together again, we can actually make sure that it boots right now, because with this the way it is, it will actually boot up if it's good to go. And here we go through the splash screen. It's loading Windows. I see the spinning. There's the chime. And it's loading into my account with my fingerprint. So everything seems to be good. So yeah. So now, let's close this up. We'll just put the screws back in, and then we'll be good to go. So not bad for a quick 2 terabyte upgrade. And like I said, if you have a desire to see the actual cloning process, I would be more than happy to do a video. I just need to see a bunch of people post down below that they want to see the cloning process, and then I'll show you how to use Macrium Reflect to do a clone of a hard drive, including the process to make it larger so that it fits a larger drive without having to go in and fiddle with partition sizes and things like that. And now I have enough storage space in this laptop to last me for a very long time. I do not often go through 2 terabytes of storage, so I don't foresee going through this in my school career, at least not at the moment. But now I at least have the extra space if I do need it. And then I also have external drives that I can use as well. So there we go. So the Minnow toolkit is actually pretty nice. That was the first time using it. It was very useful. It functioned very well. And so there we go. we now have a fully functional laptop with an upgraded SSD/NVMe, and we're good to go. So I hope that this video was informational or educational to you, or at least entertaining. If it was, make sure you hit the like button down below. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button over here in this general area, and that way you can keep up to date with our new videos and our community section. And then, as always, if you have any questions about myself, the product, or the channel, make sure you leave those down below as well. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.